You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smithy is...
Week number 4. We got a lot to talk about heading into week number 4. All these guys you see on screen, from Amon-Ra St. Brown being out, JT being good to go. We'll go over all of that and more. Tua conversation. The Fantasy Football Show begins now.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty. Take a lap.
Welcome to the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
We've got a lot to talk about. Amon-Ra St. Brown is out for week number 4, which is horrible news for people that expected him to maybe go. He was able to return to the game with the ankle in week 3, but sometimes that makes things worse. You also have swelling that kicks in later on. So he's trying to not push it and make this thing a season-long, struggle. And don't be shocked. I'm not saying he'll be out week 5, but similar to DeAndre Swift, the week 6 bye is placed in a unique spot for, any injured player right now. If you are out week 4 and you could potentially sit out week 5, then get that extra week of rest, it wouldn't be crazy to think that the Lions would entertain that if Amon-Ra still hobbled in week number 5, but hopefully that's not the case. This injury is bad for a couple reasons. Number one, Goff's value goes down. This impacts a lot of players. It also makes Jamal Williams maybe more utilized, but also could be more focused by defenses, and it could hurt his yards per carry and efficiency, but maybe he gets more volume. But if you can't stretch the field and get near the goal line, ultimately, to me, that's a negative. I don't look at things like this as a positive for like the running game, but other people might. I think it would have been better to have Amon-Ra out there stretching defenses and keeping defenses honest. So this will impact, in my opinion, Goff and Jamal Williams and the entire Detroit Lions offense. So bad news for Lions fans. So bad news for anybody that is rooting for the Lions on Sunday, or if you have Amon-Ra. On a positive note, JT will play in week number 4. He's not even listed on the injury report anymore, so get JT out there. There was never really any big risk he was missing week number 4, but I wanted to get that out there. Keenan Allen ruled out for week number 4. Not great for Herbert, really. I think he'll be okay, but we want to see Herbert with all of his weaponry. But this is good news for Mike Williams owners, so he'll probably be force-fed in this game. Also, Gerald Everett could see an uptick in production. Similar to the Amon-Ra being out situation, you could say this hurts Austin Eckler, but I think because Austin Eckler is so heavily involved in the PPR game, this could actually be the opposite, even though normally I don't love when a star wide receiver's out for the running back. He needs more volume. He needs to be focused on. This might be the kickstart that we needed the offense to take part in to make sure that he's overutilized, not underutilized. So this might do something in terms of making this offense and the staff look to how to force the ball into the hands of Austin Eckler. So this could actually work as the reverse of what we're talking about with Amon-Ra St. Brown being out. So I would say unusual uptick for the running back in Eckler, uptick for Mike Williams, and not really a huge hit to Justin Herbert, but certainly I'd rather have him have all of his weapons than not. But I think he'll have a bounce back game. He'll be a little bit healthier. Check back on that. I'll definitely have an update on Herbert as the week progresses. Christian McCaffrey, questionable for Sunday's game. The last thing we heard that was like kind of concrete was that there's still hope that he could play. And whenever your dad told you there's still hope you might get ice cream later, you knew that probably was not going to happen. So that verbiage alone concerns me, and it concerns me that he's already banged up again. And this is why a lot of people wanted to, like myself, avoid McCaffrey on draft day. I'm all about coming in and buying him low, and I still probably would if the price is right, but that's the way I operate. I don't go chasing guys that have been missing for 2 years with injury and drafting them high with high draft capital. But I will swoop in and make a buy low trade. And the temperature I'm getting on the text line, which again I tell you guys is the best barometer and temperature of what I think the average person is thinking, because I get hundreds and hundreds of messages about every half a day on this text line, and I can kind of get a sense of what everybody's thinking. Last night I got panic message after panic message on Ja'Marr Chase, so I can already tell you that Ja'Marr Chase is the most easily had potential top 10 player overall that I think you'll see all year long. So we'll talk more about that in another video, because it'll be buy low season on Ja'Marr Chase for 1 week, and I'm going to attack that hardcore. And if you're done with Ja'Marr, you're totally tired of him, you fall in the bucket of why I'm going to be able to make this video. So stay tuned for that. If you don't own Ja'Marr Chase, there will be a nice opportunity, a buy low opportunity coming. If you own him, I'm going to try and calm the panic, but you might fall into the category of people that are forcing this situation into effect, which is the buy low season, the overreaction of Ja'Marr Chase through 4 weeks, even though he had a really good week 1. We'll break all that down later. But as for Christian McCaffrey, there is a decent buy low window, but I also will emphasize that I wanted nothing to do with him on draft day at the high top 5 draft capital, and this is why. So there's a reason to maybe own him, but there wasn't really a great reason to draft him super high because of this risk. We'll talk more about buying low on him, but I think for right now, unless you're getting an offer you can't refuse, an amazing offer, it's kind of tough to go after a guy that's probably going to sit week number 4. I'll have more on this. If he plays week number 4, then there'll be more reason to go get him. And I don't know that him playing week 4 will necessarily close any buy low opportunity, because people will feel like, oh my God, I'm on borrowed time, he's going to actually barely play, I'll trade him away real quick. And I think there's a great opportunity to buy low. So we'll talk more about that in another video. Maybe we'll discuss Christian McCaffrey, and we'll discuss Ja'Marr Chase in terms of buy low, and maybe a couple other players that you could buy low on. Questionable for Sunday, but not looking good. Looks like CMC won't be getting ice cream, in my opinion, on Sunday, but of course that could change. I'll update you if it does change. And then we got Winston out doubtful for week number 4. Dalton will play. This is what I was afraid of with Olave. We don't know what Olave's value is going to be at this point. Some people say, oh no, Dalton's going to target him. We don't know. Maybe they get him the ball no matter what, but this is certainly a concern for me. Taysom Hill's a pretty good value right now. If you need a tight end, and Taysom Hill was so disappointing coming off his one big week earlier in the year, everybody just cut him. They're like, oh, he's garbage. He didn't produce. What that happens, that knee jerk, I'm going to release you because I picked you up because you did good, then you did absolutely nothing. It's like everybody just immediately cuts that player. And so Taysom's out there to be had. And if Winston's out, and it looks like he will be, they're going to lean on Taysom Hill a little bit. He might play some quarterback. Get ready for Taysom Hill. It's not a guarantee, but it is a sneaky good play in week number 4, so make sure you get on top of that. This one right here, Monty is out. I don't mean to celebrate injury, so I want to make sure I'm very clear on that with what I'm about to do and say. Monty, we wish you well, but Monty is out for week number 4, which means it's Khalil Herbert season. Let's go! Mashed potatoes! So fire up Khalil, get him in your lineups. This guy's a top 10 running back in week number 4, and probably a top 10 running back go forward until Monty's back. Complicating situation. So get Khalil Herbert fired up, get him on his horse, and let's go. We got Gabe Davis practice on Friday, trending toward playing. Everything's going in the right direction, but he could have a setback. Make sure you check back with me. James Conner removed from the injury report. That means he will probably be playing week number 4. Good sell high candidate, to be honest, but he's also a decent hold as well. Dalton Schultz questionable for week 4, but we're hearing from Jerry Jones and other sources that he should be playing week number 4, but again, setbacks happen. That is the update from the Fantasy Football Show news desk.
From the fantasyfootballshow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
Yes. Appreciate you all being here. We are now live. We were live. We just had that pre-recorded clip to kind of break down all the news that's going on around the league but we are here ready to take phone calls in a little bit. We'll open up the phone calls in just a little bit. So let's break down some of the super chats that have been coming, rolling in here. Let's see here. Super chat. Let's see. First super chat of the day is from Matthew. Matthew said, any suggestions? QB, Mahomes, running backs, Kamara, CPAT, Breece Hall, Monty, Walker, Madison, JJ, Tyreek, Sutton, Juju. Honestly, I mean, you could try and sell C. Patterson on the high, but only sell high. He's playing great. JJ, I'm not touching. Tyreek, I do worry about Tyreek without Tua, but how long will Tua be out? We don't really know. So knee-jerk reacting and trading Tyreek away probably isn't smart, and owners will be a little cautious. I go get Kyle Pitts using Juju or Dobbs, or potentially make sure you have Monty and no Khalil Herbert. What's going on with that, Matthew? How do you not draft one of the Moon Men and attach him to Monty? I'd trade Sutton for Khalil. I would potentially trade Monty to the Khalil Herbert owner and try and upgrade your Sutton. Something like that. That's kind of where I'd take that team, I think, so far, my man. Second super chat, Swift and Amon-Ra St. Brown owner need one running back and one wide receiver. Reynolds, Walker, McKinnon, White. Wide receivers, Reynolds, McKenzie, Pickens. I'd probably go with McKenzie in that group right there, and I'd probably go... I'd be tempted to go Walker unless Reynolds looks healthy and getting a big share of the carries or something. If the news trends properly for him, I talked into that, I guess. But not great options at the running back spot for you. Trade Swift and Garrett Wilson for Waddle and Pierce. Yeah, you got to do that trade. I mean, Waddle's a concern without Tua, no doubt about it. But I think you got to take that gamble. Swift is out 2 weeks, then he has a bye week. I love Swift, but this is pretty darn good value. A pretty good way to get out of the situation, if you ask me. Trade Cordell, Patterson, and A.J. Brown for Devante, Adams, and Stevenson. This one's arguable. I like Adams the most in this deal. He's the best player in the deal. But A.J. Brown's not that far off, and I think getting a Cordell Patterson is a big deal. If Stevenson was starting, it'd be a different situation. If Stevenson was starting, and if he does end up becoming the full-time starter for like half a year, which is not in the cards right now, but if it became that situation, then the Adams side would win this trade. That's the nature of doing a trade like this, is you're trying to be predictive. Right now, A.J. Brown and Cordell is probably more valuable, but the best player in the deal is most definitely Devante Adams. So if you're cautious about it, you could lean in the direction of not doing it or doing it. I could get behind either side. Really, it depends on Stevenson. The entire trade will depend on Stevenson. I got offered the following trade. I get A.J. Dillon, DJ Moore. I give Swift. I take Swift. If you can weather through that, I would take Swift, my man. That is a tough one, but I think I would do that. And I was so mad yesterday with Chase, I put him on the trade block. Franny, I'm counting on enough people to feel that same way, which is going to make buy low season very, very nice for Jamar Chase as people freak out like that, Franny. And I don't blame you for getting mad at him, but 4 catches, 81 yards wasn't the end of the world. The fact that he had a big week 1 and he struggled for 3 weeks, I think people are a little impatient. So I understand your frustration, but don't get overreactive and trade him away for like a third round type player. Like, just don't do it. Which CMC insurance should I pick up? Do you have any faith in picking up Algier? Need 2.5 PPR. Connor and probably Jeff Wilson are the 2 picks here. I like Gabe Davis. Maybe you could go Connor and Gabe Davis with the matchup for Jeff Wilson. I wouldn't be opposed to that in PPR, half PPR. I don't mind that, but Jeff Wilson and Connor is probably your safest play this week. Joseph says, start 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and 1 flex. Lamb, Metcalf, Kirk, Najee, Pierce, Herbert. Also have trade in place after this week. Pierce for Kamara. I'd take Kamara even though I love Pierce. Start 2 and 2. I'm going to go Lamb and probably Kirk if you want to play it safe. Metcalf if you want to roll the dice over Kirk, but Kirk is safer. Running backs, you're going to go Najee and probably Najee and Khalil Herbert. I hate putting Pierce on the bench. And a flex. Then I go Pierce. Perfect. But yes, I go get Kamara. That's a good trade. I love Pierce, but go get Kamara. And obviously that might change, after the game, but we'll see if Kamara got hurt or looked really, really bad or got hampered or, whatever. Had Tua and he wanted Jerry Jeudy and J.K. Dobbins for his backup, Kyler Murray. Do I accept put in Mariota off my bench or play waiver wire? Had Tua and he wants Jerry Jeudy and J.K. Dobbins. I don't understand what the question is, Wood. Had Tua and he wants Jerry Jeudy and J.K. Dobbins for his backup, Kyler Murray. I don't know what this trade's at. I don't know what you're asking here. Can you clarify that, Wood? I feel like I'm not picking up what you're throwing down there, but I will definitely answer it if you can clarify for me. Trade Russ, Devante. Trade Russ, Devante Allen. I assume that's. I'm assuming that's Allen Robinson. No, Keenan Allen. I don't know. You guys gotta be clear about it. Keenan Allen, I suppose. Russell Wilson, Devante, and Keenan Allen for Mahomes, Deontay, and Hall. I would take the Mahomes, Deontay, and Hall side because of the security that it gives you. Wood, I'll be looking for your clarification. Let's see here. Steven, I got your question. I appreciate you, Steven. Austin with the super chat. Oh, that was the one I just answered. Thank you, Austin. Appreciate you. Rico. Everett. Let's see here. Start Hawkinson or Everett this week. I'm going Everett because you have no Keenan Allen, and I think he's just going to get fed a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Cincy, you didn't drop a super chat, Cincy kid. Did you? I don't see a super chat, Cincy, but I do have this one here. Appreciate you. What's up, show family? That's from the Cincy kid. And then I have this message from you where you say, Smitty, skip over my super chat. I don't see a super chat from you, Cincy kid. Let me check on YouTube and see if it came through. Good luck, everybody. I see your message that you sent. And congratulations on being a 2-month member of the YouTube exclusive membership. But I don't see your super chat, bro. I don't think it went through. And let me get to this one right here. James says, Taysom Hill, Hawkinson. I'm going to go Taysom Hill. I think he gets used a lot with Winston out, but it's a risk. Palmer, Cooks, or Hunt. Probably go Hunt. 2 QB. J Herb, not sure what that part means, but okay. 2 QB BOP J Herbert. 2 QB OP J Herbert. Okay, so your flex, your offensive flex. Okay, but I guess I don't know how that relates to the question, but Taysom Hill for me, and your flex, I'm probably going Hunt. Appreciate you, James, for your super chat. This one right here is from Alex. Alex says 0-3. Any trade ideas? Burrow, JT, J-Rob, Lamb, Mike Williams, Kelsey, Kirk, Miles Sanders, Cooks, Edmonds, DJ Moore, Dobbins, and Garrett Wilson. I like the JT. I'm selling J-Rob high. I'm selling Lamb high. I'm selling Mike Williams high after this week. I'm holding on to Kelsey. I like Kirk. He's steady. I sell Miles Sanders high. I sell Brandon Cooks. I sell Edmonds. I sell almost your entire team. I sell Dobbins high. I sell DJ Moore high. Garrett Wilson's a holder or sell high. I'm sorry, Alex, if that sounds like I don't love a lot of those players, but those are all a bunch of sell high players minus Kelsey, Burrow, and JT. I'm packaging Lamb with Sanders. I'm packaging Mike Williams with the Cooks or an Edmonds. I'm getting rid of a lot of those guys while the values are kind of high. And I think you can go get guys like A.J. Dillon. You can go get guys like Eckler using combinations of those players. I go get Eckler before week number 4 kicks off because the buy window on Eckler will be closing very, very soon. Dot, appreciate your super chat, by the way. Injury bug hit hard this week. Which two are you flexing between Josh Reynolds, Higbee, Mike Hollins, and Mooney? Because Renfro's banged up, I'm probably going Hollins. And I guess I would go Mooney. And I know everyone's going to say why, but I think Mooney bounces back. I'm just taking the gamble on Mooney. Wood says, how do I get him to see my message in the regular chat, or do I have to clarify with another super chat? Wood, I'll look for it. Wood. Just give me a second. Singletary and Jay Wilson and Christian Watson for Eckler. I take Eckler in a heartbeat. Come on, bro. That's almost take a lap worthy. Because you super chatted, I'm not sending you on a lap. I wouldn't dare, Christian. But really, you're actually contemplating not doing this trade. Singletary, Jeff Wilson, and Christian Watson for Eckler. Eckler's my buy low of the week, bro. He's my buy low of the week. That's a smash. That's an absolute smash. Nate, Smitty, I'm in big trouble. Would you start Dobbins versus Buffalo, Akers versus San Francisco, Dortch at Carolina, or Zay Jones at Philly? Zay's banged up. Make sure you're careful with that. I guess I go Akers, I suppose. Yeah, that's big trouble. But at least he's got the volume potentially. But it's a tough matchup, and I don't like Akers to begin with. You could go JK. I guess JK would be a tad bit safer, but I don't know if the volume's there. Akers has a little more upside for volume. But, neither matchup is amazing. And I don't know that you're in a good spot there. I guess Dortch. You know what? Go Dortch. He's safer. I mean, Akers has at least got some volume, but I don't know how much upside he has. It's a tough matchup, and I just don't know about Akers right now. What's up, Smitty? Got an offer, Mahomes and Brown for Stafford, and A.J. Dillon and Jeff Wilson and Elijah Mitchell. No, none of those are moving the needle to go from a Stafford to a Mahomes. I like A.J. Dillon a lot, but he's a high upside buy low. This is not the move. Don't be trading Mahomes away for this kind of value. Drew C. I traded Olave, Pierce, Khalil Herbert for Debo and Breece Hall, and they vetoed it. You traded Olave, Pierce, and Herbert for Debo and Breece Hall, and they vetoed it. You shouldn't veto that. You could get on either side of that. That's stupid. That's ridiculous, Drew C. That's not something you veto. And you could argue that either side of that to be, you know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous, Drew C. WRM says 2 QB, 1 flex, Burrow, Trubisky, Higgins, JJ, Devante, Pollard, Ertz, and 1 flex spot with Herbert, Kittle, Gabe Davis, Dameon Pierce, Cook, Singletary, Olave. Okay, so obviously you're rolling with your 2 QBs that you got there. So 1 flex. So you're literally having to decide between. No. What are you doing here? 2 QB, 1 flex. Okay, this is just your team. I got you. So your question is Cook, Singletary, Olave, who? 1 flex spot. Herbert, Khalil Herbert, I assume. Kittle, Gabe Davis, Dameon Pierce. I think I got to go with Khalil Herbert in this one. I like Dameon Pierce a lot. I like Gabe Davis a lot. Olave, I do like, but he's got the quarterback situation going on right now. I don't trust Dalton. Give me Herbert all day long. WRM, good team. Burrow, obviously I don't love Trubisky, but that's not horrible in a 2 QB league considering how you're stacked at JJ, Higgins, Devante, Pollard. I like the team. Maybe you make a trade. Maybe you go get a Kyle Pitts using a Gabe Davis or Olave. I would do that if I was you, WRM. Go make that trade. Go get Kyle Pitts, man. Pumped to roll out Devante Adams for the first time, and I lose MT, Godwin, DJ Moore, or I pick up Romeo. I lose MT, Godwin, So Godwin, DJ Moore, or pick up Romeo. I'd probably go with Romeo Dobbs in that situation there, Johnny boy. If I had to pick, I suppose. Got Saquon and Godwin. I gotta lock this graphic. It's like bouncing all over the place. It's driving me nuts. Got Saquon and Godwin for A.J. Brown and Dillon. Saquon and Godwin for A.J. Brown and Dillon. You could argue A.J. Brown and Dillon. You really could for Saquon, but I'd rather have Saquon. I think he's got higher trade value than that, so I would even trade Saquon for something better if you had to make a move and you couldn't win with Saquon. You know what I mean? Like, don't trade Saquon unless you have to trade him. Wow, the trade got vetoed. The Eckler one. Christian, that sucks, man. Sometimes you guys ask me about trades where I'm like, you know, why are you even asking me that? Punch that button. And yeah, those can get vetoed. Burrow, JT, Chubb. Vetoing's dumb though. You're all grown individuals putting in your entry fee. You should be able to trade for whoever you want. Who's someone else to say? What makes me even more mad is when the commissioner vetoes it. You know, when the commish steps in. Wood, I'm going to go back and look for your question in a minute. Just give me a second. I'm trying to blast through some of these. Definitely unsure what you were trying to say there. Let me see if I can find. I think this is it. My starting QB was Tua, and a guy in my league PPR wants J.K. Dobbins and Jerry Jeudy for his Kyler Murray. Got you. Okay. It wasn't as clear in the top part. So I would definitely give up J.K. Dobbins and Jerry Jeudy for Kyler Murray if you lost Tua in a heartbeat, in a millisecond. Like, that's an amazing trade for you to get out of that situation. Appreciate your super chat and your clarification. That's an easy call. That's a slam dunk. J.K. Dobbins is, look, you're getting Kyler Murray in your situation. That's fantastic. Burrow, JT, Chubb, Mike Thomas, and St. Brown, Kelsey, Hollywood, Samuel, Ayuk, Dobbs, Stevenson, ETN. What trades do you offer? Look, Burrow, JT, and Chubb are phenomenal. Mike Thomas, I've been trying to... he's easy to buy low, but lately he's just been all sell. Sell before it all comes crashing down. Before Winston gets out of the lineup. Now Winston's out of the lineup. Now Mike Thomas was the easiest sell high for weeks. And a lot of people just kept sitting on him. Like, you know, he was good sell value for a while. Curtis Samuel and Mike Thomas, Stevenson and Mike Thomas, go to the Cook owner and offer Madison and Mike Thomas for a tiny upgrade at wide receiver by using Madison. Go to the Cook owner and see if you can upgrade St. Brown a little bit, which is hard to do, but he's out, so I would consider some sort of trade. And that's where I take this, man. Maybe the go see who the Pitts owner has, and would they be interested in like a potential Curtis Samuel, a Dobbs, a Stevenson, and try and send a combo of that over to that owner for Kyle Pitts. Oh, you got Kelsey. I'm sorry. No, scratch that. Although you could go to the Kyle Pitts owner to see what they have. Maybe you trade Kelsey for Kyle Pitts and a I don't know, like Higgins type, which might be hard to do now. Higgins was an amazing buy low walking into week 4. We kept pumping that out like crazy, and now that window's closed. But a guy like that. Decimate dropping a super chat. I don't see any follow-up question, but I appreciate your super chat, my man. I'll swing back and try and find it later if you do drop one. Appreciate your super chat. Where are we at? Mamba, I got Saquon, WRM. Have I missed anybody's super chat other than these last 4 that were dropped? I'm getting to them right now. Got Stafford, Devante Diggs for Hurts, Najee, and DJ Moore. Stafford, Devante Diggs for Hurts, Najee, DJ Moore. Give me the Diggs side of this. Yeah, because I like Devante more than I like Najee. I like Diggs way more than I like DJ Moore. And I do love Hurts more than Stafford, but I think the other 2 upgrades or more worth that side of the trade. 0-3 team with Lance out. I'm sorry, WRM. Appreciate your super chats, by the way. Traded my Curtis Samuel for Devante. Come on, bro. Come on. How does that, like, in a league without vetoes, how does that not get vetoed, even so? And if you offered this poor soul that trade offer, shame on you, first of all.
You were offer sex. You were trade offer sex.
And somehow he accepts it. It was an awful offer you sent him. Your friendship's probably over after that trade. That is a garbage but amazing offer that you got accepted. Got CMC. Who do I trade him for? At this point, I mean, you can't go shopping CMC now. You know, he's questionable to play. Devante, Kamara, Eckler. Like, those are your targets with CMC. You know, those owners are at least frustrated with their situation too, so maybe they do some kind of I'll swap risk with you. But, like, trading CMC when he's questionable to play is the worst time to try and trade him, bro. Palmer or Godwin this week. Or you could go cross position and get a wide receiver like Adams, you know, who's been struggling, and you get him before the week kicks off. That would be a good move. Palmer or Godwin this week. I suppose if Godwin is fully ready to play, like if we walk into Saturday evening and everything looks good, I would go that route. But until then, you know, hold him out. Got Zeke and Pittman. Who would you trade for them? Who would you trade them for? Sorry. I would say you could probably trade Pittman if you want to trade the combo. You could probably go get a potential Debo. You shouldn't settle for much less. I mean, Pittman's good. You shouldn't settle for much less than a Debo or a Tyreek Hill or a Javonte Williams or an Austin Eckler or a potential Jamar Chase. I would trade Zeke and Pittman for Jamar Chase. I think that might be your best bet right now. I bet his owners are looking to deal, my man, and looking to deal quick. $10 hauler.
To the moon.
From my boy Wood, dropping more super chats. After that deal, my lineup is QB, Kyler Murray, running back Mixon, J-Rob, Diggs, Gabe Davis, Kittle, Flex, Hunt. Yeah, I mean, you got good players. I think I would trade J-Rob and Thielen, J-Rob and Mitchell, J-Rob and Hunt, you know, to upgrade J-Rob a tiny bit. I like Dylan more than I like J-Rob. That's a deal very attainable, I think. You could also add a guy like Hunt into a Gabe Davis to maybe get into an A.J. Brown potentially. I would rather... you could probably go to the Kyle Pitts owner and downgrade into Kittle, or from Kittle into Kyle Pitts, and maybe upgrade a Gabe Davis into an A.J. Brown, or upgrade maybe a J-Rob into a Dylan. So I would look to explore those avenues, Wood. That's a really good squad. I appreciate your super chats. Decimate with another super chat. Let's see if you attached a question this time. Got offered Herbert for Kirk Cousins and Breece Hall. I take Herbert. If that's your quarterback, Kirk Cousins, I love Breece Hall. And I assume you've got some other running backs on the roster that this won't decimate you. Otherwise, then you have to have a different conversation. But, I mean, Herbert is getting undervalued right now. If I missed anybody's super chat, would you please let me know and put a bunch of question mark emojis with your question, or just tell me your name and I'll go search for your super chat. Michael dropping one here, half PPR, 16 team was offered Rondell Moore and Jeff Wilson Jr. for Ayuk and Algier. No, I'd rather have Jeff Wilson Jr., but I would trade Jeff Wilson Jr. on the high. But this is trading for trash, like a trash can. This is like trying to take someone's hand-me-downs for your Jeff Wilson Jr., who is actually pretty valuable right now, but I do think it does plummet later, so I do make a move. Running backs are ETN. It doesn't matter what your running backs are. You go get more for Jeff Wilson than this hand-me-down group of talent. Like, there's nothing attractive about Ayuk right now. Blackbeard says Spammer's working overtime today. Thank you, Blackbeard, for all you do. Trade Swift and Khalil Herbert for JJ. I would only do that trade if you like winning.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I mean, you could. I shouldn't get so excited about that and act like there's not an argument to be made. I mean, I do like Khalil Herbert and Swift a lot, but you're getting JJ. You know, pretty easy call. Vamp, did I miss yours? Pollard, Palmer, or Dobbs? I would say, Vamp, I would say Dobbs is safest. But Pollard's kind of fun. You know, there's nothing wrong with that play. Matthew says Brees, C. Pat Sutton for A. Jones, Mike Williams, Gabe Davis. Give me Aaron Jones' side all day long. That's a really easy one, bro. Well, Michael, you can take exactly what I said and reverse it. And then trade Jeff Wilson. Smitty, who do you start at flex? Pick 2. C. Patterson, Jamal Williams, Curtis Samuel. Also got Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans, Brandon Cooks, Connor Eckler. Flex pick 2. I'm going to go with, of the ones you're listing here, C. Patterson and Jamal, and I leave Curtis Samuel on the bench. Brandon Cooks, I would potentially swap out, though, with Curtis Samuel. I mean, that you go back and forth on that one, but I would definitely put in C. Pat and Jamal. That one's pretty easy. Appreciate the advice. Have a good one, man. Wood is Smitty approved.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I Smitty approve. The Wood, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for clarifying your question and everything. I think I got the super chats all in order. If I missed anybody, please let me know. I don't think I did. Let's see here. I want to go Pollard in that league, but my team is injured. I need a boom this week. Someone like Palmer. I mean, Palmer could boom. Yeah, you know, with Keenan out, I mean, why not? Why not roll the dice with Palmer, bro? Why not? XD, Khalil, Dobbins, Stevenson, Dillon, Jeff Wilson, Schultz. Pick 1. I would go Dillon's safest, but Khalil's got the higher upside and the bigger swing. Dope show, my man. Thank you, Zay. Appreciate you. Start 1, Judy, Kirk, Lockett, Sanders. I think Kirk's safest, man. He's been balling, Ed. I mean, why would you go in a different direction until he proves to be disappointing? I'm starting Brees this week. I don't blame you, Daddy. Dennis. Smitty, would you give up Hurts, JJ, and Cordell for Brady, CMC, Stevenson, Evans, Hollywood Brown? What? All of those players? So JJ, Cordell, and just because you throw a lot of players together doesn't mean it's great, but you're really going to drop a lot of players like Brady, CMC, Stevenson, Evans, and Hollywood. Evans and CMC are the best players in the deal. JJ and Cordell are the best players in the deal on both of these sides. It's pretty even. You throw in Brady and Hollywood, and I assume you could use Brady. You give up Hurts. Oh, Hurts, I didn't even see Hurts there. No. Absolutely not. Hurts, JJ, Cordell over Brady, CMC. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't see Hurts until the last second there. Hurts side by a mile. I'm sorry, I didn't see Hurts. Need 3 PPR, J-Rob, McLaurin, Dameon Pierce, Bateman, Juju. Probably say Pierce, McLaurin, and J-Rob. But I trade J-Rob and McLaurin for one better player or something, Chris. Tony Pollard or Ramondre. Get a coin out of your pocket, Sage, and then flip it. And heads will be... If it's heads, go Pollard. If it's tails, go Ramondre. I probably go Pollard until you hear a little more about Ramondre's workload. And that could influence me to go Ramondre, I suppose. Just hopped on. His CMC out. He's basically, he may play. He may not. It's 50-50. There's a limited practice that got worked in. As of right now, I'd call him 50-50. That's what questionable means, and I think it's the definition of questionable this time around. Is it a step in the right direction? Maybe, but that's going away from looking like he probably won't play to getting a limited practice in, and then that may be changing it back to 50-50. Missing practice on Wednesday and Thursday, has a chance to play against Arizona per the Panthers team website. Head coach Matt Rule said that he's very hopeful and about McCaffrey's availability. The problem is, if he plays banged up, then what happens, bro? You know what I mean? Then what happens? Is he going to run the risk of getting hurt? Vamp says Hurts easy, and I agree. I for some reason didn't see Hurts listed. I was like trying to figure out why. And it's hard to evaluate a trade when there's a quarterback involved on one side. So I'm like Brady, but then when I reread it, and it was Hurts up at the top. Sometimes I go a little quick. Herbert or Dameon Pierce as a flex, as a running back 2 this week. I'm going to go with Khalil Herbert. With Monty out, pretty easy call for me at this point. And I love Dameon Pierce. Smitty, would you give up? Yeah, this is the question here. So let me bump Hurts down. So there you go. Now look at it. Hurts, JJ, and Cordell for Brady, CMC. Easy Jalen Hurts side of that trade. Easy smash. Or non-trade. Whichever side you're on. I don't even care what side. Sometimes I just tell you what side I like better. And then people come back and go, no, Schmitty, I'm on the other side. Like it's going to change my opinion. Well, I just told you what I thought. So either way, Hurts side wins, whether you're on the Hurts side or not. So if you're giving away Hurts, you better not. If you're getting Hurts, you better get him. You know what I'm saying? Standard scoring, Lamb and Hawkinson for Andrews. I'd probably take Andrews if you like winning. Because Andrews is balling out, bro. There's just no excuse not to go Andrews on that side. Would you drop Rachaad White for Brian Robinson? It's a toss-up, Asher. I wish I could tell you there's an answer here, but the moment that Fournette goes down, White is win-a-league capable. The moment that Brian Robinson comes back and looks amazing and takes the job, he's win-a-league capable. I really wish I could give you an answer here. Brian Robinson's probably a little closer currently to the lineup, but one injury and Fournette is playing banged up. One injury and boom. Boom. Traded Pitts, Muth, Pollard for Davis and London. I'm okay with that. I could get behind either side, though. It's not like you crushed the trade, but you did probably get a little bit better value, I think. Smitty, would you drop Hurst for Knox? I'd probably take Knox. I know everybody wants to run away from Knox right now, but guy signed a big deal. I don't think they're not going to use him. He's proven to be a touchdown source, and I think he's going to pull in some scores eventually. So, yeah. Start Lockett or McLaurin. Anything could happen, but are you going to sit McLaurin after his last game? Dating site, what are your thoughts on fantasy football? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the spam. The spam just, it happens as you get bigger, you're going to, I just don't understand why they think it's going to work, you know. Smitty, you said start Kirk. Who do you flex from the players listed in my super chat? Ed, why don't you just say it in here? Ed. Okay, hold on. You got my attention right here. Right here and right now, Ed. Here we go. Start one, Kirk. Okay. Start one, and one flex. Okay. Well, it's all jammed together like a word salad, bro. Like... Ed's sending me word salads. It's all one word. Let's see how the computer would read this. Okay, Ed. Just in my defense here.
Ed has super chat $2 from Edim. Start one FLX, one Jaudi, Kirk, Lockett, Sanders got RBC, MC, and Chubb.
This is a word salad, Ed. From your flex, I would go I guess Judy. Assuming he's fully healthy. You know what I'm saying, broski? Should I play Hubbard since CMC is out? Is CMC out? Did that report just come in? Let's see here. Do we have breaking news? Do we have breaking news? I don't know where. Am I wrong or are you wrong? Are you wrong coming in here and saying CMC is out? Is this fake news? Is Jason spreading fake news on this show? Can somebody confirm if Jason is spreading fake news on this show? We're going to put Jason in timeout in a minute. I don't see it. I don't see a report saying that Christian McCaffrey's out. I'm refreshing. I don't see it.
You've just been Smitty disapproved. Wrong. Muy mal.
And off he goes to the planet known as Uranus.
Jason. Explain yourself. Explain yourself, Jason. Russian collusion, did he just gift 10 memberships? Russian collusion? I don't know if this is a conspiracy here, but Russian collusion and Vamp, they're the two guys that would literally give you the shirt off their back. And it's something tells me Russian collusion felt bad for Jason, and he came in and decided to drop a different misdirection little news bomb and totally try and take this away from Jason getting lambasted. And so he dropped these memberships, these 10 memberships, I think, to distract. So collusion, great job. Although I don't know that it's going to work. Your boy Smitty's on the case still. Fred, let's see. Efren got a membership from Russian collusion. Fred got one. Tyler got one. Victoria got one. Billy got one. Oscar got one. Mike got one. Johnny got one. And Mike G also got one. Thank you, collusion, for dropping those. You are one heck of a dude. Appreciate you. Now, I'm not done with Jason. I'm looking for Jason's comment. Let's filter Jason. First of all, Jason, you're talking in all capital letters. You're screaming at me the whole entire time. You're screaming at me, telling me CMC's out. You're screaming at me, should you start Nyheim Hines? I don't know what's going on. Are you spreading rumors that JT's out now? Jason, I'm waiting for your response. Jason, there's cricket sounds. There's cricket sounds. Okay, Kyle, Smitty, what's Kyle say? Smitty, who is CMC's backup? Is it Foreman or Hubbard? We don't really know, bro. I mean, it's going to be some form of a committee or potential hot hand. Foreman is probably the better running back. And this coming from somebody that actually liked Chuba Hubbard a lot coming out of college, but Foreman, I suppose. Let's see here. Let me look and see. Devante Foreman and Chuba Hubbard would likely split the backfield. I believe it would be a total split. I mean, Foreman's got 2 carries, and 0 carries in his game log. If we look at Chuba Hubbard's game log, Chuba Hubbard's being worked more, but is he the change of pace guy? kind of feels like he is. Actually, they're being worked about the same, but he did get 3 carries for 25 yards. But don't think that means he's the for sure backup if an injury happens. Sometimes the player that comes in is like, think about how Ty Davis Price was the perceived backup coming into week 1, right? And then all of a sudden now it's, Jeff Wilson comes in. So you never really know how the backfield is going to shake out. Ty Davis Price looked like he was going to be the backup, and he ended up not going in, and it was Jeff Wilson. Or some people thought that about Ty Davis Price. There was another situation. Which situation am I thinking of? Where's Jason? Has Jason come forward yet? No, he's staying silent. Jason, don't be shy. Just come forward and speak your mind. That's it. You'll be forgiven. You'll be forgiven. If you're honest with it, you'll be forgiven. If you just messed up, it's okay. Starting Khalil Herbert or Jay Will, how excited should I be? So you're starting Jamal Williams and Khalil Herbert. How excited should you be? I like Khalil Herbert a ton. I like Jamal Williams a good amount. But with Amon-Ra out, what happens, bro? I don't know. I'm not sure. I really wish Jason would come forward. Jason's being completely silent. It's been crickets ever since. I don't think he's recovering very well from this. Jason, we have faith in you, my man. Starting clear in Devante. James, be excited. Get real excited. I'm sorry. I should have amped you up more. James has Jamal Williams and Khalil Herbert starting this week.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy. Is that better? Is that better, James? Appreciate you, my boy. Timothy, got an offer. I'm giving up Kelsey and Drake London and receive Diggs and Goddard. Probably taking Diggs and Goddard. But, I mean, you could argue it. But, yeah, I mean, I'm drafting Diggs over Kelsey, even though Kelsey's a great grab. And so, I mean, why not take... Yeah. At the end of the day, even though I pause, it's an easy deal to do. David, Kirk and ETN for Saquon. If you like winning.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Take a lap for truly asking that question. But you are a super chatter, so also... And you're now a Saquon owner. So, there's that. Take a victory lap, David, unless you're cooking this up and you're thinking you're going to pull this off. That's the other part that's going to be disappointing. David thought up this idea real late at night. And he goes, I think maybe I could trade ETN and Kirk for Saquon. And then his own, the recipient of this trade offer is going to contact me and say, I got this horrible offer. David, I hope you get it. David, if you get this, please let us know right now. Because if you get this, you're going to be the sorcerer of the day. I think we need to, in fact, I need to write down this idea. We need to have a sorcerer of the day. The wizard. We'll call it the wizard. The wizard sorcerer of the day button. If you put, and don't lie just to become the sorcerer of the day. We can read through it. I can see through you better than you know. But David, if you pull this off, we're gonna make you the wizard of the day. But if you concocted this trade offer in the late night at like 2 a.m. thinking you had a bright idea that you were gonna get Saquon Barkley using Kirk and ETN, your friend is going to message me and say, look what David sent me, and I'm going to have to go, that offer is...
You are offer sex. You are trade offer sex.
So, don't put me in that position, David, where I've got to choose between you and your league mate. Don't put me in that position. Smitty, I gave 5 memberships after rushing Pal. Thank you. Terry, I'm sorry I didn't see that. Terry.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy. Terry. Dropping fire. Appreciate you, Terry. I'm sorry, Terry. I didn't see that. let's see here. Terry's the man. Russian and Terry giving away 15 memberships today. Monsters. Terry to the moon.
To the moon.
Russian to the moon.
To the moon.
Both you guys to the moon. Super chat from let's see, Kyle says, Smitty, who CMC's backup? Oh, already got that one. So we don't know. I would guess Foreman. I didn't really answer that yet. I guess Foreman. Problem says get Smitty. Get Smitty. Thank you, Problem. I appreciate you. Did David ever respond? No, you didn't. David, I want to know if this is a deal you concocted in the middle of the night or if you're actually going to pull this off. I'm very, very excited to hear which one it is. Cameron, hey Smitty, anything I can do to improve this team? I don't know why I'm using this voice for you, Cameron. Russell Wilson, Devante, Monty, Kareem Hunt, Diggs, London, Curtis Samuel, Andrews. If I'm improving this team, I'm getting out of the Russell Wilson business as fast as I can. This guy gives fake handshakes out of the locker room at practice. He literally runs out like this. It's kind of embarrassing. It's kind of embarrassing. He does this. He comes out and he goes. What is he doing? What's he doing? He gives fake handshakes to the crowd when he comes out of the tunnel at practice. He's really full of himself. I've started to really dislike Russell Wilson over the last couple weeks and months. I thought he was such a cool dude, and I was like, yeah, Russell Wilson coming to Denver. You know, and I still think Denver could do well, but I don't think Denver's got a shot at winning the Super Bowl, or they had a little bit of that vibe in the offseason. Until you started really realizing what Russell Wilson's made of. And it's like, he's embarrassing now. I don't know. The giving the fake crowd handshakes is embarrassing. Hey, Smitty, anything I can do to improve this team? Okay, so, Monty, where's Khalil Herbert? Cameron, where is Khalil Herbert? We've talked about this all offseason long. You own David Montgomery. Herbert was free in your draft, Cameron. He was free. Diggs, London. I mean, I hate to say it, Cameron, but you got to make a move. You need something. If you had Khalil, it would have been close, but you still would have probably needed to make a move. Curtis Samuel, Kareem Hunt. Try and get a Dillon. Godwin and Kareem Hunt, try and get a Dillon. Get a safer running back too. Khalil Herbert, I give away Curtis Samuel. I consider giving away give Godwin straight up for Khalil Herbert. You may have to break up Andrews into Kyle Pitts and somebody. Go to the Kyle Pitts owner and see what they got. It's just, I think you got to do something. And you know what? Part of this is on me. Javante's underperformed, and you trusted me that Devante would be balling out at this point, and that's on me. So, Cameron, we share responsibility in this, but I think we got to break up Andrews. I appreciate you, Cameron. Come to me with some Andrews ideas, and we'll cook it up. Go to the Pitts owner, see what you can do, see what you can get. What does he have to upgrade? So, who do you start if CMC is out? Kyle, if this is related to another question, I have no idea what it is. I assume you're referring to, you got to understand how many questions I see. I assume you're referring to his backup. And if that's the case, I would say probably Foreman. I feel like Foreman is the workhorse replacement. Chuba Hubbard's the change of pace back, and that you would think, oh, because he's on the field more than Foreman, he would come in, but that's the way that it works a lot of the time, is the backup is not getting any playing time until the starter goes down, and the guy that's kind of coming in and out looks like the next guy up, right? But he's really a change of pace back, and they don't maybe want to change Chuba Hubbard coming in and out. So I would guess Foreman, but I really don't know for certain. Hopefully that's what the question was. Kyle?
To the moon.
Appreciate your super chat, good buddy. Let me know if that's what your question was. I'm pretty sure it was. Based on, I think you were the one talking about the backups, right? So, Kyle, that's what I would probably say. Trade Higbee for Kenneth Walker. Why not? Why not? Go get Kenny Walker. I'm not giving up on him. He's played 3 weeks. We haven't even seen him play his 4th week. You know, we didn't expect him to do anything till like week 4 or 5, but yet because he hasn't done it and he's been on the field, people just write him off. Kenneth Walker won't be any good. I go get Kenny Walker. Trade Everett with Gordon for Damian Harris or Damian Harris for Hawkinson. I'd probably rather have Everett right now, bro. I don't know. So no. 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 Michael. Superflex League, I keep losing QB. Lost Dak, lost Trey, lost Winston. I feel bad for you, man. Try and trade Dak for Stafford. Yeah. If you can get Stafford for Dak, you're completely ripping someone off because Dak is not back yet and Stafford's playing. Rusty offered London. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, Michael. But go get Stafford and don't look back. Let us know if you pull that off. That's almost like a Wizard of the Week type of thing. Like you get that. Like Dak, an injured Dak for Stafford. Why not? Offer. Although you are going after a player with an elbow injury, you are a magnet for injured quarterbacks. And you got to inward look at yourself and say, is it really bad luck? Or are you literally gravitating toward injured players? You literally are your only option right now. And I don't blame you. And I take Stafford and run. But if Stafford goes down, I don't want to hear you come back, Michael, and go, see the bad luck? You are going after a guy with a presumed elbow injury. but I would take him in your situation. Rusty offered London for Pollard, but I already have Kyle Pitts. I don't care. I probably take... Pollard could win a league if he gets in there, though. I like London a little more right now, but I'm telling you, if Zeke goes down, I like Pollard a whole lot more. So it's a risk. But I feel like you could trade London a little bit better. You know, he's got more trade value right now. London's pretty good. So, I mean, that's a toss-up. I appreciate your super chat. $10 hauler, by the way. London's got more trade value right now and more value right now. Could Zeke get hurt? Yes. If he gets hurt, Pollard to the moon. But right now, he's not hurt. So it's hard to evaluate that. David says, it has been approved, Smitty. Did David really pull off that trade? Kyle, rock out. Can I get a DM from you? Can I get like Wizard of the Day, Sorcerer of the Day type of like song? I don't want it long. I want it 10 seconds. I want it short. I want it like under 10 seconds. Wizard of the Day, the Sorcerer of the Day. Give me some kind of rap, rock out, if you're watching. And then we'll turn that into a little scene. Because David just traded. I forget what David even traded. Let's go look. David traded Kirk and ETN for Saquon Barkley. Pardon me. Fernando, if you send a super chat like in the last 5 minutes or something, I'm going through them all. I'm about 5 minutes behind. So just hang tight with me. But I can pretty much tell the way that this unfolded that David's not lying. David did pull this off. That's insane. That's insane. You are the Sorcerer of the Day. That's crazy. Hey Smitty, the Wood here. Been dealing with the hurricane for the last few days. Are you coming on late tonight, or I'll catch you tomorrow? I should be on late tonight, Wood. Odds of Godwin playing, I don't know. I guess okay, but like playing well or being on a snap count, I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll find out. So waiting for Rockout. Rockout's usually pretty quick delivering this, but he might not be watching right now. I'm not sure if anybody's seen Rockout in here, but we'll get that going eventually. Super chats. Okay, let's get back to the super chat. Man, amazing trade, bro. Smitty approves. Used advice here to acquire. I'm going to go upward to those super chats. Used advice here to acquire Devante Adams, Kamara, and Stafford, and gave away Waddle, Zeke, and Justin Herbert. Boom shakalaka. So you got Adams, Kamara, and Stafford for Zeke, Waddle, and Justin Herbert. Total smash. I mean, I like Herbert a lot. I don't want anybody to take away that I don't like Herbert from that, but that's a great move. Burrow, Eckler, Henry, Monty, Michelle, Sonny Michelle, Hilliard, Mostert, Michael Carter, Mark Andrews, Mike Evans, Cooper, Amari Cooper, I assume, Dotson, Tyler Boyd, Robert Woods. Any thoughts? I mean, is Khalil Herbert on here? Why do people own Monty and don't own Khalil Herbert? We only smashed that point across all offseason long, and Herbert he cost you nothing. I don't see Herbert. I don't see Herbert. Burrow, Eckler, Henry. Go to the Khalil Herbert owner. Try and get him for Dotson or Boyd or Mostert. I give up all those guys in a millisecond. Try and trade Henry on the high. Go after I don't know what to do here. Cooper. Trade Amari Cooper on the high. I love Mark Andrews. You might eventually, if you can't. Your team's pretty decent. I think you can hang right now. So I would make one move. If later on you got to make a move, you could divide Andrews up into two players. But for right now, trade, because you got Mike Evans, you got a lot of talent. Trade Amari Cooper and Monty, maybe even to the Khalil Herbert owner. Go get yourself a nice little running back upgrade or wide receiver upgrade. Like, you could get into an A.J. Brown doing that. You could get into a Debo maybe doing that. Monty and Amari Cooper. Maybe less Debo. Probably, maybe even Tyreek Hill, given that Tua's down. People are weird. Go get a Swift. I know that's hard to do because you're not going to be able to use them, but you're using Monty and Amari Cooper. Go get Swift. You land Swift and you're in the mix, bro. I have a terrible time making the live streams in nightly meetings 7 to 9. Well, I'm live at night too, you know. So I appreciate you being here. Don't forget I'm on Spotify as well. Pretty much every show is. So if you need to listen that way. Appreciate you, Overcome. Gibby, Penny, or Brees at flex. Give me Brees Hall this week, but it's arguable. Start Devante, Hall, Herbert to my flex. I mean, I don't know how you sit Devante. How is Devante in your flex and not in your running back 2 spot? I can't give you an answer on this to say start Herbert over Devante, but Herbert is a fantastic flex. I don't know how Devante is not in your lineup. Start one Etienne, Harris, Dillon, McKissick, Henderson. Give me Dillon. Smutty, can I call in? Lots of cues for my team. Kyle, the phone lines will probably be open in a bit. Would you trade? Thank you for the super chat. Would you trade away Dillon and Deebo Samuel, Goddard, and Cousins for Justin Jefferson and Kamara? I only do that if I like winning.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Shannon, that's a home run. It has been approved. Fantastic. For London for Pollard. I think I'm caught up here. Let me get on down. Fernando dropped a super chat but didn't attach it. So, Fernando, let's go look for Fernando's question. These wide receivers. Start one of these wide receivers. Reynolds. Moore. Russell Gage. Hollins. Probably Hollins, bro. Because of Renfro being out. Yeah. That would be my... But it's not a great group. But Hollins has got upside. And he looked so good doing it last week. Like, he looked really good. I think I'm caught up. Did I miss anybody's super chat? Who said that I missed a super chat earlier? Nick. Nick dropped a super chat. Nick said, start one, ETN, Harris, Dillon, McKissick, Henderson. I think I got that one, Dillon. I think you just didn't know I wasn't getting to you yet, bro. Overcome, I got to his. Burrow, Eckler, I got to yours. I think I got to most of these. I traded Javonte Williams for Pittman. Is it worth it? Javonte Williams for Pittman. Traded Javonte Williams for Pittman. Was it? No. I mean, you didn't get enough, man. I mean, I like Pittman, but Pittman's like a 4th rounder or so right now. Like, you drafted Javonte in round 2, if you got lucky, and then you just cut his value in half and traded him off. So no, I don't like that trade. I appreciate you though, but I don't like the trade at all. I mean, you get a Pittman and like a Tyreek Hill, bro, or something like that. He's a running back for one. And even if you can't get like AJ Brown, at least AJ Brown and Pittman, or a Dillon and Pittman or something, bro. You straight up no. Force. Tron dropped one. Trade Everett. I got to this one a while ago, bro. Trade Everett with Gordon for Damian Harris and Hawkinson. I said I'd rather have Everett. I'd probably just rather have Everett. I don't think I'm making that move. But yeah, I remember answering that one. Thank you, Tron. Tron, you might have stepped away for a minute. It's okay, though. You're my boy, Blue. Traded Javonte and Gibby for Eckler. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with getting Eckler for Javonte. Have Jeff Wilson versus the Rams. Ramondre versus the Packers. Pollard and ETN. Swift out. Who do I pick up running back 1 and 2? Who do I pick running back 1 and 2? Jeff Wilson. God, these are bad options, bro. I mean, Jeff Wilson's okay, but running back 1 and 2, Omar, how did we get here? Pollard's maybe safer than ETN, but ETN's got higher upside, I suppose. But bro, that's some tough sledding. Devante is my running back 1, Brees running back 2, Herbert my flex. But earlier you're saying flex Devante or Herbert, so I'm wondering who you put on the bench, and it's okay. If you have that good of a team, I just wanted to know. Who could I get by trading Chubb? The world right now. You could go get a Javonte and a Kyle Pitts. You could get a Javonte and an AJ Brown for Nick Chubb right now. Nick Chubb can get you a ton. You bet, Tron. Appreciate you. Yeah, Gold. Why not trade Chubb? What do you mean trade Chubb? What? What do you mean what? If his team sucks, he's got to trade Chubb, Gold. What's he going to do? Fight for second place and have Chubb on his team? I'm not trading Chubb no matter what. I'm going down with the ship. I mean, Gold, if you got to make a trade, you got to make a trade. You can't say what without knowing the context, Gold. Chubb can get you the world. If you're fighting for second place, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Okay, Torres, I must have misunderstood your question. Let me go. Start Javonte, Hall, or Herbert to my flex. You're just announcing your team. I'm sorry, Melvin. I thought this was a question. There's no question mark in here, so that's my bad. Melvin to the moon.
To the moon.
I was just trying to answer your question, so I was trying to figure it out. My bad, bro. My bad, bro. I was just trying to take care of you. Here you are, just dropping a super chat, getting excited about your team, and I'm thinking you need an answer. My fault. My fault. What's up, Bap? What's up, Andrew? Bappy, Andrew, Daddy K, Gold. Gold says he's number 1 in half PPR, second. What does that matter, Gold? What does that matter? If he's playing for second place, Gold, he's got to trade him. You don't just hang on to Chubb because he's playing well. Like, he could be the number 1 running back in fantasy football history. And if he's 5th place, 0-3, what's he going to do, Gold? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. It's always funny when I see someone say, what? You can't trade Chubb. I'm telling you, Gold, if you are losing, you need to trade your big name players and divide them into 2. You've got Mark Andrews and you're 0-3. Guess what? Tough to do. Guess what? It's time to trade Mark Andrews. If you're 0-3 and you've got Chubb, you did something wrong. Time to trade Nick Chubb. You know what I'm saying, Gold? That's all I'm saying. You're acting shocked. I'm just telling you. You can't act shocked when you don't know the context of it. Maybe he's 3-0. Then maybe he doesn't trade Nick Chubb. You know what I'm saying, Gold? I'm back. The QB killer. RIP. Trade Dak Winston. I just traded Winston for Tannehill. Did I lose? Bro, what are you doing, Michael? Try and trade Dak for... Do you still try and trade Dak for Stafford? Michael, first of all, I appreciate you. You to the moon.
To the moon.
Super chat machine. Absolutely my boy Blue. Michael, this is tough love. This is your coach talking. This isn't me trying to be hard on you. This is your coach trying to make you better. High knees, Michael. High knees. Stretch, Michael. Stretch. Your coach is yelling, right? Okay. This is me. But you didn't solve the problem by getting Tannehill. Tannehill's going to get benched in a week or 2 or 3, and then you're going to be coming in here. This is why you're the QB killer. You just acquired another quarterback that's doomed. He's in a cul-de-sac with no ability to turn around. You just acquired another doomsday quarterback in Tannehill, bro. Go pick up Malik Willis, and at least you've got the duo, because Malik Willis will get in there. And he could actually score some decent fantasy points because he'll get like 50, 60, 70 yards on the ground and a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? So, but you just went and got the worst possible quarterback I could think of in the National Football League that has a doomsday clock set where he's getting replaced. And then, Michael, again, I'm your coach. I'm being critical for a reason. But then you ask me, should you still go get the deal I just told you I would make you the wizard of the day if you got pulled off? And you're asking me, Smitty, should I go become a wizard like you said I might become? Or should I just sit back and roll with Tannehill? I just told you become a wizard if you pull this off. So absolutely go trade for Stafford. And again, it's motivation. You are my boy, Blue. Michael, to the moon.
To
Michael,
the moon.
Brofist, Michael. Go get Stafford. He has got an elbow injury, but you'll be a wizard if you pull this off. You'll still be a wizard. I don't care if Stafford vanishes. It's the right move to make right now. Tannehill's not it. But hey, Michael. In the meantime, you might want to go grab Malik Willis and just have the combo. Asking your question over and over and over, Jan got the moderators to time you out. So that wasn't a good move. That wasn't a good move. Moore is like Mooney. Good if they could get the ball. True, CJ. That's a true statement. Oh, my poor Michael. Michael, I appreciate your super chat, by the way. Key owned players: Josh Allen, Higgins, JJ Dillon, Devante, Pierce, Knox, Thielen, Godwin, Carter, Curtis Samuel. 0.5 PPR, 1 QB, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex, trade options. I like Higgins, J.J. Dillon, Devante, Josh Allen, Pierce, Knox. I like all your players. The only thing I'm looking to do at all, like really, I like your team a lot. Knox and Godwin, Knox and Samuel, Knox and Thielen. Go get Kyle Pitts. That would top this off for me. Past that, Dillon and Godwin for Kamara, or Dillon and Godwin for Eckler. You know, Devante for Eckler if you want to get out of the Devante game. Devante and Godwin for Eckler I'd even do. Only if you have other shares of Devante. I don't want you trading Devante away if he's your only share, because I really do believe Javante's going to ball out. But I also believe that Eckler's going to ball out. So it's kind of like a tough call for me, because I love both of them right now. Jeff Wilson and Schultz for Dobbins in a standard. I'd rather have Jeff Wilson over Dobbins straight up. So that's going to be a no. Michael. My boy Michael. Appreciate your super chat, by the way, Oscar. Thank you to Oscar, to Michael, to G Money, to Melvin, to Overcome, to Jordan, Fernando, Tyler, Nick, Kyle, Shannon, David, Rusty, Michael again, Trone, Dawson, Kyle, Cameron, Problem Bless, Kyle, David again, Timothy, James, Landweber, starting Herbert and Javonte Williams. How excited? I think it's Jamal Williams. If it's Javonte Williams, I'm more excited for you too. You said start Kirk. Thank you, Ed, Steven, Asher, Diego, Eric, Chris again, Ed, Wood, the Wood, Zay, Matthew, Michael again, Decimate, appreciate you, Wood again, TP, Vamp, TJ, Michael H, Sulman, TP, WRM, David, Decimate again, Mamba, Christian, J, Caspo, Josh McAllister, WRM again, Drew C, Brady 16, Nate, Christian J again, The Wood again, Dawson again, Alex, appreciate you, James Smith, Rico, the Cincy Kid says he super chatted. I never saw it, Cincy Kid. I'm still looking for your chats. Cincy Kid. Damn, Smitty skipped right over my super chat. There's no super chat. There's no super chat, but I'm looking for your... I would quit that league ASAP. Trade should be vetoed. Where's your question? Cincy Kid, I will find your question though. I know you said you super chatted. I don't see it, but I will find your. I will go to the ends of the earth to find your question. Prefer Mike Thomas or Sutton more? I like Mike Thomas or Mike Williams. I like Mike Williams more. Chuba sent a super, but I don't see a question. Or Chubbs. Chubbs, I appreciate your super chat. If you send a question, I will look for it, okay? G Money, thanks again. Jeff Wilson, broski. Trade Fryer and Ramondre for Pitts and Landry. Pitts, give me the Pitts. Pitts side all day, my broski. All day. All day, buddy boy. Let's see what Gold's saying. What are the odds of Godwin playing? I don't know what the odds are, bro. Okay, let's open up these phone lines. You know what I'm saying? A couple more super chats come rolling in. Trade Mitchell, Keenan Allen for Hall and London. Yeah, if you like winning. That's an easy one. Pollard, Khalil Herbert, James Conner, or Dillon this week. You gotta go with Khalil. I think maybe somebody feels different about that, but you just found out that St. Brown's out. Well, you haven't been watching the show, bro, because we've been talking about that for quite some time. But what time am I going live tonight? I don't know. Later, probably like midnight or 1 a.m. Eastern, I imagine. I like Devante over Sutton, but could go either way. I couldn't. Give me Devante. All right, phone lines are open. Let's go. Phone lines. Doing it live. We'll do it live!
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Do it live. Also trade Swift, Godwin for Jefferson, Dillon. I take Jefferson and Dillon and I run for the hills. Like, how is this a question, Carlos? It's a smash. Very, very amazing trade, my broski. I like both sides of that. You made out on both sides of that deal. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Yo, it's David.
David, what's
the
up, my
wizard of
boy?
the day.
Huh?
What's up?
What's up?
Dude, I got to tell you how this trade went down. So, my dude ended up sending me some, trash trade. But he was, wanting Kirk bad. He sent me, 3 trades in a row. It was, hold up, let me pull it up here. Yeah, it was A.J. Brown, and mind you, this is Dynasty. It was A.J. Brown, Christian Kirk for Tyreek, Jeff Wilson, Brandon Cooks, and Zamir White. Wasn't too big of a fan of it, declined it. He sent Christian Kirk and a third. That's what I was giving up.
Speed it up, David. Speed it up. This is a live show, David. This is a live show.
All right, but anyway, so it ended up being, I was like, well, I'm hurting at running back a little bit.
Okay.
He obviously wants Christian Kirk really bad. Threw him ETN with Kirk, got Saquon. Day was freaking made. Probably just secured the chip this year.
Yeah. Is there a chance this gets vetoed?
No, trade already went through. It's automatic go through on this league.
Okay. Congrats. Kirk and ETN for Saquon Barkley. You are officially the wizard of the day.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, broski.
Appreciate the show.
Yeah, appreciate
best in the game.
Hey, appreciate you. Don't mind the graphic on screen when you rewatch the replay. No offense taken. We've got. You'll see what I'm saying. You'll see what I'm saying on the replay. Hey, appreciate you, bro, and I appreciate your super chats. All right, and you call on any time you want, David.
I appreciate you.
You call on any time you want, David.
Yeah.
My phone line is always open unless it's not open. Okay. Later.
I appreciate you. Thanks, man.
Later. You're live on the Fantasy Football. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, Smitty, how you doing? It's Kyle.
Hey, Kyle. What's up, my man? And I got another call on hold. Just wait right there for me. I merged you in. Go ahead, Kyle. What can I do for you?
All right. So listen, I'm struggling right now because I have Keenan Allen hurt, DeAndre Swift hurt, and McCaffrey with a big Q next to his name. Can you bring out the whiteboard? I could tell you my team real quick.
Go ahead and just hit me with it. Let's try and do it without the whiteboard for the moment.
All right, full 12-team PPR. I got Kyler Murray, McCaffrey, Swift, Breece Hall, Christian Kirk, Keenan Allen, Mark Andrews, Elijah Moore, Jahan Dotson, Rashad White, and then I have both McCaffrey's backups because I have no idea who to start if he goes out.
All right, so give me the options.
So I'm thinking, is it time where I have to try and flip Mark Andrews, or do I struggle for a week or two till my team's fully back?
Give me your read it real quickly. Give me your team again. I'll whiteboard it. Go ahead.
All right, Kyler Murray, McCaffrey, DeAndre Swift, Christian Kirk, Keenan Allen, Mark Andrews, Breece Hall, Elijah Moore.
I got CMC, Swift, and then who after Swift?
Christian Kirk and Keenan Allen. Then you got Mark Andrews, Elijah Moore, Jahan Dotson, Rashad White, and then I have Greg Dortch also.
It's tough. I mean, can I be honest with you? You're not winning the league with this team with Swift out for 2 games. For Keenan Allen
I understand that.
So,
right.
And CMC's maybe out. Like, you can't. What's your record?
I'm 2-1 right now, and I'm actually in second.
That's good news. God, maybe you can squeeze it out. I don't know, bro. That's tough.
It's like, do I struggle for like the 2 weeks? And hopefully.
Can you turn CMC into Eckler?
So I sent the guy that has Eckler. He has CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks. He's got Deontay Johnson. So I sent him McCaffrey and I don't know who else to package him with for like an Eckler or Deontay or an Eckler and Cooks.
Yeah, you're 2-1 though. That's like you could literally lose a game or two here, but then you have the bye week with Swift. So I think you could still pull it off, but that's if CMC stays healthy and is able to play. Like, you have a good trade piece in CMC if you package it right. Like, if you go after another struggling player or you go across position for a D Adams.
Right.
You know, if you get Devante Adams using McCaffrey, and you're able to do that. I know that puts you in a bind at running back, so you have to figure out that as well. But
don't worry, Breece Hall to the moon eventually. So.
Yeah, so you got Hall as well, which is good. God, if CMC plays this week, you might be okay. If CMC sits out and he's struggling all year, you're gonna have a tough time. You have 2 monster running backs right here. You're not getting the production, and then Keenan Allen's just a drag.
Right. Because I can't afford to package CMC with Kirk or Keenan Allen, because then I would just struggle at wideout,
Yeah, maybe, but you might have to explore trading Andrews away for 2 pieces, and maybe
That's what I was thinking.
Maybe you go to the Kyle.
Try and send it to the.
Who's the Kyle Pitts
Barkley owner for Barkley and Goddard?
Who's got the Kyle Pitts? Who's got Kyle Pitts? What do they have on their team?
They have. He doesn't have much. He's got Mahomes, A.J. Dillon, Singletary, Cooper Kupp, Pitts, Mike Evans, and Damian Harris and Juju.
I mean, Mike Evans would be tempting.
Yeah.
I mean, what is the chat? What do you guys think of the chat? Would you take Pitts and Evans for Andrews? I'd probably say no, but who else did you say he had?
Cooper Kupp, Juju, and then A.J. Dillon and Singletary.
I wonder if you could get this. Like, if you threw in Andrews and let's say you threw in Elijah Moore too. Andrews and Elijah Moore for Dillon, Mike Evans, and Pitts.
Yeah, I could try that.
That would give you a lot of depth. I wish you had. Yeah, someone wants to know: Are you?
I don't have a lot of depth.
Someone wants to know if you're swimming. It sounds like you're in the middle of the water, bro. Like in a.
No.
Are you in like a scuba gear outfit underneath water? It does sound like it.
Yeah, I'm in my submarine.
You're in your it does.
Committee.
You're in the submarine. We're gonna call you. Who is this again?
It's Kyle.
Kyle, I'm sorry, Kyle. You're Submarine Kyle.
No,
That's what I'm going to enter in for you. Hold on. I'm going to enter your name in here. This is Submarine Kyle. Submarine Kyle.
So do you think I'd try that tomorrow? Send him Andrews and Elijah Moore for Evans, Pitts, and
I mean, why not?
AJ
why not? I would take that trade.
Right.
Everyone says don't drown, bro. We're worried about you. Don't crash the submarine while you're asking these questions. Submarine Kyle, everybody. I would take this trade. I would take Pitts, Mike Evans, and Dylan.
Dylan.
I mean, for Andrews and throwing Elijah Moore, throwing something. Don't throw in Kirk, but that might give you enough firepower. I mean, that's if you believe in Dylan. That's if you believe.
I do. It's just I just need Swift to come back. I really do.
Does anybody disagree with this trade? Would anybody say no? I'm keeping Andrews. The only reason I'm saying this is because he's going to have a tough time. Can you give up like Elijah Moore for Jamal Williams? I doubt you can, but can you try?
See, the guy that has Jamal Williams, he really won't trade him.
Yeah.
He's asking for the house, which is, I get it.
Yeah. All right, Submarine Kyle, I got to jump on to the next caller. Don't drown. Please steer the submarine safely, and we'll see you later.
You got, buddy. Thanks.
Call back with an update. All right, who am I talking to next? Who is this?
Hey, you got Brad Dollar on the phone. What's up, man?
Brad Dollar. What's up, Brad Dollar?
Catch a flight in the morning down to St. Martin. I might need Submarine Kyle to come get me out of there quick if another one of these storms blows in.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Anyway, I don't want to take too much of your time. I love the team that using your strategy built. I had Amon-Ra St. Brown go down. So now, since I used your strategy, I got some good guys sitting on my bench that are just waiting to jump into the lineup, right? So you probably answered it like 4 times already. I just jumped on the call. So I got Pollard, Breece Hall, Gibson, and Khalil Herbert. I mean, my bench is loaded, man. I think I need a trade too, but I'm trying to piece it together. The team is scoring tons and tons of points. I'm 1-2, but I got the most points in the league. I've just been the most points against. So it's one of those kind of leagues, That's what I'm looking at, man.
Yeah, so your struggle is Pollard, Hall, Gibby, and Herbert on the bench is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's Khalil Herbert. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, you could go to like the Monty owner and see if you can hold Khalil Herbert over their head, but I also like Khalil Herbert potentially winning league, so it's not like a bad hold. Gibby is a good sell if you have like a wide receiver with them, and then you go and you turn that into a potential like A.J. Brown or a Kyle.
Yeah, he's a. Yeah, no, you don't know my whole team. I'm sitting there with A.J. Brown and Devante already, so it's a good team. I'm blessed, I guess. Everybody else is hurt.
Yeah, Gibby for Kyle Pitts if you don't have Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, no, I've been trying to zing offers that guy's way. It looks like he either doesn't care or he never checks his league. It's one,
I hate those.
One of those idle players.
Well, I mean,
Ivan.
Upgrade quarterback using Gibby. If not, you hang tight. You use that depth, man. Somebody's gonna come knocking. Go to
I think so too. I think people are starting to realize that their team's going down, the wrong tube. So I'm sitting here with all this value sitting around. I'm like, all right, come at me then. I'm slinging trades, but everybody's like on ignore mode.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a good trader. I'm too nice, so I have to like purposely be mean and try to take them to the cleaners.
Yeah. All right, bro. Appreciate your call. Definitely try and make some moves. I mean, don't stop sending offers out, but bring them to me if you got anything. We'll break it down.
You got it, my man.
All right,
Love the show.
appreciate you.
Bro.
Later. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Hey, Cindy, this is Mike.
Michael. What's up?
Hey, man. So I'm in a bit of a spot here. I lost St. Brown for the week. I don't really have anybody on my bench that I can really get in there. Only people on my bench right now is ETN, Breece Hall, Walker, Madison. I picked up Dobbs and Brandon Robinson. It's right now I've got this spot. I've got
Brandon Robinson. You mean
now?
Brian
Robinson.
Robinson?
Brandon Robinson. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then right now I got, for the wide receiver spot, I picked up the DJ Chuck, whatever.
Okay.
Kirk, sorry.
Chark, DJ Chark, okay.
Yeah. but that's really all I got. I'm not sure if I should play maybe him or.
So what's the question? Summarize it.
Who should I play? Either Dobbs or Kirk, or excuse me, DJ.
DJ Chark?
Yeah.
Dobbs. Yeah, but you also have Hall, Madison, B-Rob, and Etienne on the bench. You said also.
Yeah.
Like Hall's a consideration over Dobbs, I suppose, but Dobbs might be the safer guy in PPR. I definitely start him over Chark, although anything can happen. Trust your guy. I mean, Chark could have 2 touchdowns at 100 yards, and I'd be like, oh crap.
But I've got to make sure it's got to be a wide receiver, because in my flex right now, I got Khalil Herbert.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then Dobbs is safer. I mean, anything can happen. Chark could do anything at any moment. Okay. I feel like Dobbs is safer. Dobbs is kind of carving out a role. I really like what I'm seeing. We saw a lot of what we saw in week 4, in the preseason. So it's not like it doesn't feel like a 1 week wonder type of thing. It's more of a like, where has he been for the first 3 weeks? So I like what I see out of Dobbs. I'm pretty comfortable with Dobbs as your wide receiver 3 or flex or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Mitty.
All right, bro. Appreciate you. All right, let me get to these super chats real quick. I'm going to turn the phone line off for 1 second because you guys are going to blast in here and call. Some of you, be careful not to repeatedly dial like 8,000 times in a row. Like a couple times in a row is fine, but it ends up blocking you automatically, I think. QB Kyler, QB Killer back. I'm 0-3. I got a league mate trying to trade Lenny, Drake, London, I suppose, and Willis for Chase and Stevenson. And my team is Jimmy Tannehill, Devante, Hall, Stevenson, Judy, Chase. He's trying to give you Lenny and Drake, London, and Willis. Oh, because you tried to pick up Willis and he's not available is what you're trying to tell me, right? Because I told you to take Willis off waivers, but maybe he wasn't there. The answer is no. Don't trade Jamar Chase. Don't trade Jamar Chase. No, the answer is no. Lenny and Drake London aren't enough for Jamar Chase. I know some people might rather have Leonard Fournette. I wouldn't. I'm not selling Jamar Chase on the low, Michael. Let's see here. Stevenson on my team. Jimmy, Tannehill, Devante, Hall, Stevenson, Judy, Chase, Goddard, Bench, Thielen. You could go after... Oh, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know who you could get at quarterback that's going to make sense for that team. Like, to trade away Judy for an Aaron Rodgers. Trade away Judy for a Brady. Don't trade away Jamar Chase. Stevenson, I would trade potentially for a quarterback. Tannehill's like okay for a week while you're figuring this out, but I would definitely go after that Stafford deal. But don't trade away your studs to get a quarterback, because you're just like plugging one hole in the boat, bro, and you're creating like 2 new holes. Even if the 2 new holes are smaller or something, you're creating 2 brand new holes. So no, don't be trading away Jamar Chase. He's one of you're selling him low, number 1. 340 of you in here, please punch that thumb up button. We got 158 thumbs up. 12-team PPR trade ideas, please. Herbert, JJ, Ayuk, Renfro, Godwin, Gallup, Kelsey, Monty, Khalil Herbert, Madison, Henderson. I'm definitely going to that Cook owner and seeing if I can acquire Cook on the very, very cheap, or offer Madison up to upgrade maybe a, God, you need something. You got Kelsey, you got JJ, and you got Herbert. And that's about it. I'd upgrade Zeke using Godwin. I'd go after an A.J. Dillon. I'm going and getting Kamara. I'm going and getting Dalvin Cook. Even though Dalvin Cook's a complete avoid in so many ways, you need something, and you've got Madison. So give Zeke and Henderson and Godwin, all 3 of them, up in a heartbeat. I like that you have Khalil Herbert. I'm sorry, I just saw that. You have Monty and Khalil Herbert. That's really good. I'd hang on to that duo. You need that. You need that secure running back. But I would trade for Eckler or Cook. Cook might be attainable. using Zeke and Henderson and Godwin, or potentially Ayuk, Godwin. I mean, I give up. I know he's not going to take 4 players for one who can make cuts, like that. But Hunt, Zeke, and Godwin, I literally would trade for Cook right now for your team, and I think that would put you over the edge. Trade for Cook. Trade for CMC. He's injured right now. Try and throw. I would keep Khalil Herbert. Throw Monty and Godwin and maybe Zeke at the CMC owner. See what he does. You'd be surprised the amount of the weird trades we've seen. On this show alone, we saw somebody trade ETN and Christian Kirk, and they got Saquon Barkley. So I don't want to hear it's not possible. You got to make the attempt to buy somebody at a ridiculous price if you're in that situation, because if you land it could be the difference between you turning your team around or not turning your team around. My team is Herbert, Breece Hall, Connor, J.J. Sutton, and Njoku, Lamb. Bench is Clyde, Olave, Garrett Wilson, Cousins, Ramondre, Dobbs. What trade should you do? Herbert, Breece Hall, Connor, J.J. Sutton, Lamb. I trade Lamb on the high. Even though I like Clyde, I trade Clyde on the high. He's scoring touchdowns, but it's still like worrisome workload. He's like tripping and falling into some numbers, and I like Clyde a lot, but I also trade Clyde. So Lamb and Clyde for a Kamara or an Eckler is an easy smash. And if you've got to give up a Dobbs or a Garrett Wilson to make it work, I would. Breece Hall, wait on. Connor and Sutton for a Kamara. Connor and Sutton, or Connor and Olave, or Connor and Olave and Clyde. I'd seriously give up Connor, Clyde, and Olave, all 3 of them. Preferably Garrett Wilson over Olave if you could hold Olave, I suppose. I'd give up all 3 for a Kamara, for a Eckler, of course, and probably even... I'd even take a chance on a CMC in this situation, Alex. I think it's worth it for you to go after a little bit of a gamble. You kind of have to, my bro. Who can I trade Mahomes or Hurts for? Why you have both of these guys in a 1 QB league, Dakota's beyond me, but you have some good trade value. I think Hurts is going to get you maybe more. You should be able to easily go get a Debo straight up. You should easily be able to go get really any second-round player. Like if you were to think about who would I draft in round 2 right now, probably mid-round 2 to high round 2, maybe even the top or the bottom of round number 1. Like, can you get a Devante Adams for Hurts? Maybe. Try. Can you get an Eckler? Probably. Can you get a Kelsey or an Andrews? Maybe. And I would try for all those big names. Don't settle for any less and just keep throwing offer after offer till you get it. Obviously, you're kind of limited by how many teams need a quarterback. So that's probably your first move, is go to every team, see who doesn't have an elite quarterback. If they've got somebody that's struggling, they'll probably take a gamble on somebody like Hurts because he's scoring so much. Also trade Swift, Godwin for Jefferson, Dillon. I think I already got to this one. Swift, Godwin. Yeah, JJ and Dillon already had that one. Smash all day long. Marco says, hey, Smitty, somebody dropped Kenneth Walker. Should I drop James Cook for him? Yeah, I would probably drop James Cook for Walker in a millisecond. I think we're caught up on that. Oh, phone lines. Oh, Jordan's got a super chat. Jordan with the $10 holler. Appreciate you, Jordan. Thank you, my man. My good man. To the moon, Jordan.
To the moon.
To the moon, my man. Jordan says, I'm 1-2 in a 10-man league. PPR, Mahomes, Devante, Jamal Williams, JJ, AJ Brown, Freiermuth, Khalil Herbert. Herbert's going to come in just in the nick of time to help you. AJ Dillon's great value. Any trade ideas? Yes, I probably would trade. I'd try and go get Swift if I'm you. I don't see Swift on your team. This is a good match for your team. You go get Swift. You got Dillon. You got Herbert. You're fine waiting on Swift. That is a league-winning move for you. If you can get rid of Mitchell, give him a little running back hope there. Get rid of. God, I would trade. What can you do? A.J. Dillon. I hate trading A.J. Dillon, but you kind of have to. A.J. Dillon for Swift. A.J. Dillon and Mitchell for Swift. B-Rob and A.J. Dillon for Swift. Give up Schultz. Throw him in. I think you could get that done. Maybe they got a little bit of a downgrade at quarterback. A downgrade. You could give him Mahomes for like... maybe he's got Herbert and he's like worried about Herbert. I don't know. Something like that could also like throw a little bit of a switch in it, you know. But I think you should be able to get Dillon and Mitchell should be able to get you Swift. If that owner is like 1-2 or 0-3, and they're looking at a bad week 4, I bet they take Dillon. And maybe you wait a week and you do that later. But your team, you got a lot of depth. You can kind of wait it out, bro. You got a lot of depth. You can really make this work still. You can even wait. Joe Burrow, Eckler, Sanders, amon-ra. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate you. Jordan's been an OG for a long time. Can we give Jordan a round of applause here for just being an OG for?
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah. I mean, Jordan's been with me from how long you been with me, Jordan? It's been a while, bro. Appreciate you. Joey B, Eckler, Sanders, amon-ra, AJ. Appreciate this. Sports cards for the super chat. Keenan Allen, Mark Andrews. Defense, kicker, bench, Hunt, Akers, Dobbins. Good bench talent to trade away. I trade Sanders the moment I can. You can get kind of a lot for him. Sanders and Keenan Allen for A.J. Brown. Sanders and Keenan Allen. That's a hard sell because Keenan Allen's sitting, but I definitely explore it. Sanders and Keenan Allen for, man. Yeah, A.J. Brown. Obviously Eckler, even Dalvin Cook would be a good gamble for you. CMC, and I don't think you're getting CMC for Keenan Allen and Sanders, but these are targets that I would target. You got Akers kind of on the come up. You've got Dobbins, he's on the rise. You could throw Akers, Dobbins, and Keenan Allen to somebody. Who cares? You're not using Akers and Dobbins. Keenan Allen's not playing. Go get a Debo. Go get a Tyreek Hill. Go get an Eckler. Go get a Kamara. Those are all attainable players for Sanders, Keenan Allen, and Akers, or Dobbins, Akers, and Keenan Allen, or Dobbs and Hunt and Akers. Like, you can get a ton for that. Go get Dillon for Sanders. Go get A.J. Dillon for Sanders and throw in Dobbins. Dobbins, to me, Dobbins is a tough guy to bank on. The number one running back there is Lamar, no matter what anybody wants, no matter what anybody desires. Lamar's the running back one. It's just the way it is. Dobbins is a paper tiger. He's fool's gold, and he's injury prone, and he's also currently still injured. And he's going to have a lot of compensation injuries. Look, the chest injury, where did that come from? Why do you think he had that? Why do you think Godwin's probably going to suffer yet another injury? Why? I wonder why. Compensation. Coming back when you're not ready, Godwin's going to get hurt. JK's got a high likelihood of getting hurt. Trade away Hunt for Gabe Davis. Michael Thomas has a high likelihood of getting hurt. He has all offseason. It was clear as day. Compensation injuries. Been out a long time. You come full go back, not going to work well half the time. J-Rob still got a lot of injury risk. A lot of you love J-Rob right now, and I don't blame you. It's an exciting story, but he's got a lot of injury risk. Compensation injuries on top of a potential re-injury. And so it's not that I don't like his story or that I could I be wrong? Yeah, it's like a roulette wheel. How many green check marks are on James Robinson's roulette wheel? A decent amount, but how many red X's are on that roulette wheel? There's still more than people are really realizing, I think. So could he work out? Sure. There's a chance that ball bounces into a red-green check mark all year long and he never gets taken off the board. But James Robinson's a great sell high, because even if I'm wrong, I'm not wrong, because you're selling high and buying into something you like equally as much. So if all goes well for J-Rob, you're not wrong. You end up breaking even, which is not ideal because your goal in the trade is to get an advantage. But when the worst outcome is an even swap, that's amazing. Traded away Hunt for Gabe Davis. You could make arguments on either side of this. So yes, you needed a wide receiver. It's a good move, Scotty. I don't mind it at all if you needed the wide receiver. Trade away Jeff Wilson for Madison. That, I feel like you could have got a little more for Jeff Wilson, but at the end of the day, I don't think Jeff Wilson's going to have value 4 weeks from now. Madison could gain value, so it could end up being a good move at the end of the day. $5 hauler from Mark. Appreciate you. 2-1. Burrow, Najee, Kamara, Chase, Michael Thomas, Pitts, Ayuk, Breece Hall, Josh Jacobs, Hunt, Madison, ETN, and Dobbs. Any ideas? I like your team a lot. I'm trading Mike Thomas away on the high. Jacobs and Mike Thomas for an A.J. Brown. Jacobs and Mike Thomas for Debo, if you could get that done. Jacobs and Mike Thomas for, honestly, I'd take an A.J. Dillon. I'd take Kyle Pitts over Michael Thomas or Jacobs. I don't know that I would want more if I was trading both of them because fair market value commands it. I like Dobbs. I like ETN on the bench for now, but a sleeping giant. I like Madison on the bench, waiting for Cook to get hurt again. I'd even toy around with going and getting Cook using Mike Thomas and Jacobs and potentially a Kareem Hunt just to get that secured up Vikings backfield. I would do that. I would explore that, Mark. Thank you for the super chat, Mark. Phone lines are back open. Go ahead and dial in to the phone lines here.
Call into the show.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial in to the show. These are the matchups still over in the corner. Obviously, the Bengals played and won against the Miami Dolphins. Saints are at home versus the Vikings. Falcons at home versus the Browns. Ravens at home versus the Bills. Cowboys at home versus the Commanders. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Hey, Smitty, it's TM42.
What's up, my man?
Nothing much, man. Just a couple quick hitters for you. Debating Palmer or or Dobbs at flex.
Palmer or Dobbs at flex. Palmer or Dobbs at flex. I'd probably say like Palmer's got some upside because Keenan Allen's out, but he's a little bit more of a home run swing, but a maybe higher upside than Dobbs. But Dobbs may be more the steady Eddie. So I don't know. You kind of got to pick your poison there. I don't think there's a real clear answer. It's a 50-50 crapshoot, but Dobbs would be safer, I suppose.
Okay. And at RB2, I lost Swift for this week, for the next couple of weeks, and wasn't able to get Jamal Williams. So I got Craig Reynolds and Kenny Walker that I'm going to plug in. Who would you pick out of those two? I know it's tough, but...
Yeah, let me look up Craig Reynolds real quick and just make sure. I think he was on the injury report, wasn't he? So, or was he not? Let's see here. I guess Reynolds. He got 6 carries last week. You said Reynolds and who? Kenneth Walker?
Yeah, Kenny Walker.
I'd probably go with Kenny Walker, I suppose. Let me see how many carries Kenny's getting. 3 carries. I don't know. God. I guess Reynolds is safer until we see what Kenny Walker is. Until we see he's getting good volume. Don't give up on Kenny Walker though. A lot of people are cutting him this week, and I think it's a big mistake because he's ahead of schedule. Like we didn't think maybe he'd even hit the field till week 4 or 5 when we were initially fearing the worst with his hernia, and then he hit the field in week and everybody's freaking out that he hasn't done anything, but. He's still ahead of schedule, so I'll go Reynolds for now, but do not cut Kenny Walker.
Yeah, I'm trying not to. I got Kenny Walker, Rashad White. I got Robinson on IR, so I'm just waiting for the reinforcements to come.
Yeah.
So yeah. Also, just a defense question: would you play the Giants or the Colts this week?
Giants or the Colts this week. Hey, I didn't mean to bait you in by the thumbnail, Peter. I don't even know that question mark should have been on JT or that X mark. I apologize. It should have, or the X. It should have been a question mark. So I typically don't like to have clickbait on my thumbnails. I will put something that's got if there's a question mark about somebody, I most certainly will put that in a thumbnail if there's like a question at hand and we're like debating it, and then I'm going to shoot down the, like, you know what I mean? If people are saying, let's say JT was, you know, some people were saying JT was out and I wanted to say he was in, I might put JT with a question mark and then address it and then be like, he's not out, I don't think, or something like that. So I apologize for that being wrong. That's my bad. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Who am I talking to again? Who's on the phone?
Yeah, TM42.
TM. Okay, TM. I'm
Just,
sorry. What else did you have?
Would you go Giants defense or Colts defense?
Giants defense or Colts defense?
Giants versus.
Yeah, Giants are at home against the Bears. Colts are at home versus the Titans.
At home versus Bears. Give
me the Colts. I actually think maybe.
Colts.
Yeah, I actually think maybe the Bears do okay, but we'll see.
Okay. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
All right, who's on the phone next?
Hey, Smitty, it's Scott.
What's up, man?
All right, my team. Kyler Murray, Najee Harris, Nick Chubb.
Hold on, let me write it down. Let me write it down. Hold on. Kyler Murray.
Okay.
Chubb.
Najee Harris.
Okay.
Chubb, Hill and Waddle. Pitts. Jamal Williams. Bench. St. Brown. Christian Kirk. Chris Olave. Damian Pierce. Curtis Samuel. Khalil Herbert. Tyler Conklin. And Robinson in IR.
Okay. So you're playing in a 10-man league, I can tell, right?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I could just tell your team.
I've made a couple trades too, so.
Yeah, you have a good team.
This team looks fired.
Yeah, you have a good.
I think it looks fired. What? This is the one that I scored 220 points on the week before last.
By the way,
I'm having a hard time, man. I'm having a hard time trying to figure this out. I need to turn some of these into one.
Yeah, Zach, hang tight, okay. So Kyler Murray, Chubb, Najee, Hill, Waddle, Pitts. You got a really good squad. I'm upgrading Najee using a lot.
Jamal Williams.
Or Jamal Williams and Najee, whatever. St. Brown, I probably hold on to because he's injured and I don't know that you're going to get what you should get out of him, so I would probably just hang tight on St. Brown. But Christian Kirk,
I'm hanging on to him.
Yeah, you got Christian Kirk.
Kirk, he's on fire.
Yeah,
so is Chris Olave.
So Christian Kirk or Olave with Najee to go get Eckler. That would be what I would do. I don't trust Najee right now. Olave and Najee should get you Eckler. If it doesn't, then try Kirk. You could also go a little higher if you wanted to and reach for like a.
I could probably try to go for Mixon.
No,
I think he's going to turn it around.
I don't know that I think Mixon's an upgrade over Najee. I feel like they're pretty close.
Oh, okay.
But if you like him, go for it. I mean, I'm just telling you my opinion.
No. Are there any other running backs that you would go for? What about Swift while he's injured?
Yeah, I would love. You're a perfect candidate for Swift because you got the depth for it. So that's a great idea. I would say, I don't know that I would use Najee though. I would use Jim.
I'd try Najee straight across with him. I wouldn't even get no fruit with that.
I would try and get more.
Yeah,
because you're giving up a player that's like playing the next 2 weeks here. So
yeah, I know.
What's that owner have on his team? The Swift owner.
I don't know. I'll have to look.
Okay, yeah, try and get a little more, but I mean Swift for you would be good. I just don't know that I would do it straight up. But you could put Pierce in your lineup right now. Put Najee. You know, if you traded Najee away, you'll be fine. But yeah, that's.
If I trade Najee away and it's another running back, he's going right back in that slot. So
yeah,
no, ain't no big deal. Because I love my wide receivers.
Yeah, and your tight end. You got a good team.
And tight end.
Khalil Herbert might need to be in your lineup though this week over Jamal. To be honest.
You think so?
Maybe.
That's what I was going to ask. That's what I was going to ask you. Help me set this lineup. Do you think he should go in over? Do you think he should go in over Najee and leave Jamal Williams in?
That's not a crazy.
I really like Jamal Williams.
It's not a crazy idea, but Najee does play the Jets, and I think he should probably have a pretty good game.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I would try and make a trade before kickoff, bro. I'd try and make a trade before kickoff, make your decision easier. For now, I would go Herbert over Jamal, but it's very close. There's two schools of thought here. Number one, the Seahawks. It's a pretty good matchup, I think, for the Lions, despite being without St. Brown. But two schools of thought here. You lose your star wide receiver, you're going to lean on the run more. However, without your star wide receiver stretching the field, are there going to be a lot of 3-and-outs? Are you going to be near the end zone more? Do you have a less red zone situation? So it's a catch-22. Like, I don't know that it's as easy to say, okay, St. Brown's out, they're going to lean on Jamal the whole time. They could, and Jamal might have a big day against the Seahawks. So,
well, to be honest with you, that's where you find the flex. I usually try to use a wide receiver.
Yeah. If I were you, I'd make a trade. I wouldn't put myself in this bind. Try and make some trades. Bring back some more trade offers. Najee and Kirk for Eckler. I'd try that first. Man. What?
So I've been working hard, but I think I'm blowing people's minds too much. I think I'm offering them too much, and it's blowing their minds.
Yeah, I don't know. Kirk and Najee for Eckler. Go for that. And then try Najee for Swift and something. Maybe he's got a little bit upgrade. Maybe he's got Hurts. You could upgrade Kyler into Hurts. You know what I mean? Just do something small.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
Think I'd get that trade straight across, or I have to add something to it?
Well, I don't know what his quarterback is. I'm saying if his quarterback's better than Kyler and it's a little bit better, then you swap out your Kyler for his better quarterback to give him Najee for Swift. You just need something. I wouldn't give up Najee straight up for Swift. He's out for 2 weeks, and then he's got to bye.
All
right, bro. Call back if you got an update.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, later. Zach, what can I help you with?
All right, so I had asked this question in the chat, and you had already Smitty approved it, but I want to make sure about it.
You want to? So you basically you want to ask. You want to ask again, even though you've already got my answer? Okay, go ahead, Zach. Let's go.
I have Devante, Khalil Herbert, DeAndre Swift, and Tony Pollard. And somebody wants to trade me JJ for my Swift and Herbert. So if I were to do that, I'd only have Devante and Pollard left. Would you still make that trade?
So Swift and Khalil Herbert for JJ.
For JJ.
And then you're saying that will leave you with what at running back?
Devante and Pollard, and then no RB3, no running backs after that.
At all?
I mean, no. My best one after that would be Eno Benjamin.
So I guess the problem I have here is that Swift is out for 3 weeks anyway. He's got 2 weeks off, and then he's gonna have a bye week. So it's what's your record?
I'm 1-2.
So can you afford to be 1-4, maybe 1-5, and then you're man, you're 1-5, or let's say you're 2-4, whatever. I just think that JJ is the best player in the deal by far. As much as I hate losing Swift because I like acquiring Swift, I love Khalil Herbert. Monty's still going to be in the picture when he comes back. I just think that I don't know. That's tough. It's tough, man.
Yeah,
I mean
that's why I wanted to call in to see if you had a different viewpoint on it.
So who's your whole team? Give me your whole team. Devante, Pollard, or your.
I got Joe Burrow, DeAndre Swift, Devante, Tony Pollard, Jamar Chase, Mike Williams, Dalton Schultz, and then a mix of play Pickens, Gage,
you have Chase, Mike
Julio.
Chase, Mike Williams, and who?
Chase, Mike Williams, and Tony Pollard, Julio, Russell Gage, Pickens,
and Schultz. Okay. Well, we'll leave Schultz out. Okay. So you go from that to, obviously a lot of these things are the same. Devante, Pollard. You have Chase. You have JJ. You have Mike Williams. So looking at this team here, I mean, you've got a powerhouse, and all you got to do is focus on this running back too, which has got somebody in place right there that's going to score points. Pollard is not the worst running back too. Like he's not amazing.
The only
could
problem is that it's a 3-flex league. There's 3 flexes.
So is 2 wide receiver and 3 flex, or 3 wide receiver and 3 flex?
Yeah. It's 2 wide receiver, 2 running backs, 3 flexes.
Okay, so who are your other 2 flexes? You have Mike Williams and who? If you make this trade.
George Pickens and like Russell Gage or Julio Jones.
I mean it's tough, but does that really change anything? The fact that Swift's out for 2 weeks and Khalil Herbert is, as much as I love him, he's not like a absolute like monster lock to be what we think he can be all year long. I mean, if anything, you're going to gain more trade value with just having JJ, period. I would make the trade if it's me, because honestly, this team's not winning right here. I like it, but with Swift out for 3 weeks, the next 3 weeks, you have Khalil Herbert, who I love, but I just don't think this team's winning it. This team at least has a shot. I'm not saying it will win it, but it has a better shot. You've got Chase, JJ, Burrow, Devante. You have a lot of firepower there, and if Pollard does get into the lineup, you just got to focus on that waiver wire, getting that extra RB, whether it's Jordan Mason, or Rashad White gets cut, or you just, you scoop up those guys. Algier might be out there, and Patterson's questionable. Those are the things you got to focus on, and just make sure you land that running back. All right, bro.
All right.
Call back if you got.
Okay.
Call back later if you got offers later. That's a tough spot to be in. I mean, JJ's the best player in that deal, so. I again apologize about that clickbait earlier. I didn't mean to do that in the. Let's close all this out. This was the graphic that I needed to have up, and it had an X on JT. I was copying and pasting. All right, last phone call of the day. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. You're the last caller of the day. What can I help you with?
I had Monty go down. So I'm going to tell you my team. I had Monty go down, and I need to figure out who to trade to get a running back too.
Okay, spit your team off very, very fast. And Andy, I got you on hold. You'll be the last caller of the day. Just hang tight, Andy. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Stafford, Perk, Cup, JJ, Devante, Monty, Gerald Everett, Olave. Then my bench is Elijah Moore, Tom Brady, Dotson. So who can I trade to get a running to? That's my question.
So you have Stafford, Hurts.
It's Walker.
You have Stafford, Hurts, Cooper Kupp, JJ, Monty, Everett, Olave, Brady, Dotson. So this is a super flex?
No, this is a 3. So keep 1 QB, 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and 1 flex.
So you have Stafford, Hurts, Brady, though, at quarterback?
No. I have Stafford and then Kirk at receiver. It's not Hurts, it's Kirk.
Oh, Kirk.
Yeah.
Okay, Stafford, Kirk, Kupp. So you have Kupp and JJ, though.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah, you're struggling. How many is this, a 12 team or 10 or a 14?
12 team. I traded JJ a long time ago for amon-ra and Mark Andrews. That's how I got JJ on the team.
Amon-ra and Mark Andrews. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're thinned out. That's for sure. Your running back 1 is Monty.
Nah, Devante.
Where did you say Devante? Okay. I must have missed that. I'm sorry. Okay, so Devante, and then your running back 2 is who? Do you have Khalil Herbert? Who's backing up Monty?
I didn't really have any depth at running back. I have Kenneth Walker, and that's it on my bench.
And Khalil Herbert's gone?
Yeah, he went early in my league. He went pretty early, actually.
Okay.
I was gonna get him, but yeah.
I don't know what to tell you to do here, other than you might have to break up. Maybe you could trade Kirk, and maybe you can go to the Khalil Herbert owner and try and trade a Monty and like Kirk for an RB if he's got another one like Dylan or something like that. If I'm you, I'm trying to target probably my targets for you are cheap running backs that I think can do very well. Dylan would be one of them. Pierce would be another. Using Kirk, I suppose.
Okay. Well, the Khalil Herbert owner actually has a Pearson stuff, so.
Yeah, you might want to go after Pierce using Monty, and at least you can get that running back situation secured. You've got Kupp and JJ. You get Devante and Pierce in there. Brady and Stafford are pretty decent quarterbacks. Olave is a pretty decent sell high. Not that I don't keep him, but you can maybe trade Olave in a deal somehow. Like Olave and... Yeah, I'd go after Pierce, man. Dylan or Pierce is probably going to be your lowest potential running back go get. Maybe you can get, if you're lucky, you can somehow get like a... Gosh, I don't know what to tell you here on the RBs. It's like a dead zone. You know, the dead zone is real. The dead zone's crazy.
Yeah.
It's growing too. It's like more dead every week. I would say, let's see here, redraft. I'm looking at my rankings here. Mixon's kind of cheap right now, coming off the bad week. You know, the mediocre, week. He scored, but he still looked, rough. I would say, yeah, I don't know. The dead zone's crazy. It's A.J. Dillon, it's Pierce, it's Breece Hall. That's like it. Those are the only attainable running backs. You might be able to, if you get lucky, you might be able to get somebody to sell a Swift, on the cheap.
Yeah.
So if you were to trade like...
Yeah, because the Swift owner actually needs receivers. Like, he's got Keenan, Allen, Claypool, and Ayuk, so he's in need of, like, receivers.
I hate to have you lose Kirk, in your lineup, but, like...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What's your record?
That's what I was thinking, too. I'm 1-2 right now.
I'm holding.
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough, bro. Yeah, well, try and work on those, and then bring it back to me, man. We got more lives this week, so you'll be good to circle back. All right, bro. Appreciate you.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Andy, you're up. You got about a minute, Andy, and then I got to roll.
That's all I need. I'm just here to congratulate everyone that drafted Khalil Herbert. He's about to go down. I'm going to be here for the pre and post Khalil Herbert party that's about ready to happen.
Khalil Herbert, baby. It's Khalil Herbert season.
Khalil Herbert to the moon. It's about to go down.
To the moon.
Beware.
Yeah, Khalil Herbert. I love it, man. Appreciate you.
All right, man. Good to talk to you, Smitty.
Later, Andy. All right, guys. We are out of here. I do remind you, 300 of you in here, please punch that thumb up button. There's only 188 thumbs up. We are at almost 15K. We're about 100 subscribers and maybe 120 subscribers away from, or 100 and, I guess 150, 160 subscribers away from 15K. So if you're watching right now and you haven't subscribed, welcome to the YouTube exclusive memberships, Johnny boy.
Mashed potatoes.
If you guys want to be a part of the YouTube exclusive membership, you just want to do that $1.99 a month hauler just for the extra emojis for supporting the show. Sunday mornings, I'm going to pin this chat. Sunday mornings, anybody that has a YouTube exclusive membership, you guys can get in on the fun. Let's see, where were we? You can get in on the fun and have your question answered. I only answer questions from people in the YouTube exclusive membership during the Sunday morning shows. So appreciate you, Johnny. We'll see you there. We might have a couple super chats real quick that I got to grab. Super chats. We got Steven dropping a $4.99 holler. Which CMC? I don't know what that means. Let's see here. Hold on. Oh, I think that's old. Vamp. Have a good weekend, Smitty and everybody. Thank you, Vamp. Appreciate you. Thomas says Hawkinson or Njoku full PPR. I'll probably go Hawkinson this week, but it's really close. And Njoku needs to do it a little more consistently before I believe in him. Ayuk or Jeff Wilson. I'll probably go Jeff Wilson, but that's a tough call, I suppose. I'm in a tough spot. My running backs are Kamara, C-Pat, Breece Hall, Monty, Walker, Madison, Khalil Herbert. Owner wants C. Patterson. Do I do it? For Khalil Herbert, straight up, I'd rather probably have C. Patterson for the moment because he's balling out. And Khalil Herbert, I think, could, but that's a tough trade to make straight up. I mean, I feel like C. Patterson's earned a little more longevity in terms of that trade, whereas Khalil Herbert, we don't know with Monty coming back what's going to happen. So I would take the more for sure C. Patterson side if I had to weigh in. But I do love Khalil Herbert. He could definitely be a league winner. We talk about him all offseason for a reason, right? Bateman, Dobbs, or ETN at flex. I'm going to go. Dobbs is safer. Bateman's got more risk, but higher upside. And Mark, I believe I got to this one already. ETN, Dobbs, any ideas? I think I got to this one already. It's a good team. Burrow, Najee Harris, Kamara, Chase, Thomas. Yeah, I think I got Thomas. I'm trading Thomas. I'm trading Josh Jacobs. Thomas and Jacobs together for a player. Hunt. Yeah, I got to this one. That's a good question, though. That was a tough one. Appreciate you all. Please subscribe if you're new, because we are literally, like I said, under 170 or so, 150, something like that, subscribers away from the 15K club here on YouTube. Appreciate you all. I'll see you all tonight. And as always, I will do my very best. I'm a little bit behind again on answering all the questions, but I promise you my intention is every video to try and answer every question in my comments. Obviously, I can't do that in the live streams. We have like 25 to 4,500 questions or comments in each live stream that we have, depending on how long we go. But the comments, I challenge you all to ask me a comment in the comments area of this video once it goes up and is finished processing. It'll be right on my YouTube page. 0 comments will be there, and I will try and answer every single question you throw at me. So if I didn't help you here, like Marcus, I see you saying, bro, help me out. Ask me in the comments of this video, and I will answer the question tonight. I promise, halfway promise you, I'll get to you. 99% promise you, I'll get to you. I'll see you all later tonight. I don't know what time I'll be live. Probably a little bit after midnight Eastern. Peace out. Please subscribe on your way out, guys. Punch that. We're getting subscriptions one after the other right now. I really appreciate it. You're going to help be the reason why we get to 15K. Maybe by midweek or even this weekend's games. Imagine if we hit 15K before Sunday. You can be one of the reasons why. Sorry you just made it here. Rewatch the replay. It's ready. It'll be ready and waiting for you. Appreciate you all. See you tonight. Probably a little after midnight Eastern. Deuces. People are getting burrowed left and right, and people are going to remember it.
Get breached.
You are offer sex. You are trade offer sex.